Now at 6, a car collides with two different trains in the same spot where a fatal crash took place just a few years before. Plus, we'll take you to the 65th annual Truman Day celebration, and the Joplin Humane Society holds its 4th annual Fast and Furriest 5K run.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
The Missouri State Highway Patrol and Asbury Fire Department responded to a car crashed between two trains late last night. This is KOAM News at 6. I'm Anthony Saviello. It looked almost as unbelievable as it sounds. A passenger car struck a slow-moving train and was disabled. The driver got out as another train on an adjacent track was coming the other way. The car was smashed between the two trains. Amazingly, the driver had minor injuries. It took a period of hours to separate the wreckage and inspect the trains and track before it was cleared. Troopers on scene told us they were investigating a DWI crash. The crossing in which the incident took place does not have arms or lights and was also the same place where a fatal crash took place in 2018. Well, meteorologist Lindsay Gaffney joins us with a first look at our weather.
We started off the morning with a few showers moving through, though they didn't start to really kick off until after they left our area near Springfield. So we're lucky, and the rest of the day was really gorgeous. Some clouds here and there, but temperatures up to the lower 70s and upper 70s across the region. We are starting to cool down now. Winds a bit breezier, north 13 miles per hour. We also have a flood watch still in effect until Sunday, 7 p.m. We're looking at our Oklahoma and Arkansas counties for that flood watch. We do have some more rain coming in tomorrow, starting pretty early, and it's going to be widespread thunder showers, but severe threat is not expected at this time. So we're going to keep an eye on that. But we do have severe threat moving in on Monday. We have that enhanced risk, and we'll talk about that in just a bit.
All right, Lindsay, thanks. With the warming temperatures, reptiles like turtles and snakes are being seen more often across the Ozarks and crossing roadways. Here's Nicolette Zangara with keeping turtles and yourself safe.
Because if you put them on the same side that they're coming from, they may simply just try to cross again. So helping them along their way towards their destination can be more helpful to them.
While turtles can be domesticated, Dr. Day Ligon does not recommend it. Not only can turtles carry diseases, but they won't live the life they were meant to.
That animal might survive for many years in captivity, although more commonly they don't survive as long in captivity as they do in the wild. But even if they do survive for a long time, they're not fulfilling any ecological role. So they're not interacting with other members of their species.
Snakes are also seen more often this time of year. If you're out hiking, it's best to stay on the path and keep a close eye for passerbys.
They will travel from one area to another, so you might find one stretched out across the path. But I would say staying on the path is going to let you see where you're going and potentially avoid one a lot better.
Many native species are not venomous, but if you're not sure, it's best to act as if it is venomous.
But most of the time, when you come across a snake, if it's got the metabolism and energy and is out and active, it's going to try to avoid you. It's going to try to get away. So don't corner them if you can, and just view from afar, take a picture. Don't try to go catch them.
Now, it's important to note that snakes are mostly docile unless provoked to defend themselves. Give snakes plenty of room to escape and keep pets on a leash in case they try to investigate. If you or your pet is bitten, try to get a description of the snake and call 911 immediately. The Kentucky Derby found its way to Missouri today. The Alliance of Southwest Missouri held its annual Kentucky Derby-style fundraiser. Attendees chose to pony up for a good cause at the event, which features simulated races and betting, as well as a live stream of the actual Derby. Guests were encouraged to dress to the nines, but they could also build their own fancy accessories at the Churchill Crowns Hat Bar. Proceeds from the event support the Alliance of Southwest Missouri, who is celebrating years of supporting area children and families this year. The 65th annual Truman Day birthday celebration was held today in Lamar, Missouri. The celebration honors former President Harry S. Truman, who was born in Lamar. His birthplace is now a historic site. Those who attended were able to visit a multitude of vendors as well as tour the house that President Truman was born in. Today's celebration also had live music and a reenactment put on by the Lamar High School Theater program.
We're always every year trying to do something new to keep everybody coming back to the birthplace. Several times people will come just to see the house. They may have been here several times, but they just really like to step back in history in the 1880s and see what it was like to live during that time when the Trumans were here in Lamar.
The celebration was held from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. and was free of charge for all those who attended. Pet lovers and owners went for a little run this morning in Joplin as the 4th annual Fast and Furriest Run kicked off. The 5K run kicked off at 8 a.m. this morning. The fastest male and female dogs were both given awards, as well as the top 3 finishers overall and the fastest male and female human in each age group.
So this event is a great way to promote relationships with pets and their families. It also gives them an opportunity to get them out in the public so everybody can see what amazing pets that have not only come from the shelter but are in homes already.
There was also a 1-mile fuzzy fun walk that kicked off at 9 a.m. for those just looking to get out and moving. Coming up, we'll take you a look at some of the best health stories this week. Plus, the Joplin Police Department puts on an event to promote bike safety. Symptoms of long COVID in children may depend on age, and there's evidence that a buddy could help you get to the gym more often. Michael George has a look at some of the week's top health stories.
Long COVID in children varies with age, according to a new study presented at the Pediatric Academic Society's meeting. While different age groups shared many common prolonged COVID-19 symptoms like headaches, low energy, and trouble concentrating, researchers found changes in smell or taste were more often described by teens and young adults. Very young children had more general symptoms. There's more evidence that a friend can give a boost to your health. New research published in Management Science found going to the gym with a friend increased visits by 35%, even with the added hassle of coordinating schedules. Researchers say a gym buddy helps create accountability and can make working out more social and enjoyable. And home court advantage in basketball may be greater for teams on the West Coast than the East if their opponent is flying in from the other coast. That's according to a study of 25,000 NBA matches published in the journal Chronobiology International, which looked at how tiredness and jet lag can influence a team. West Coast teams playing at home were 10% more likely to win against East Coast teams than vice versa. Success also increased when athletes' body clocks were fully synced to local time for away games. Those are some of the week's top health stories. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
The bird flu threat may be easing up on U.S. dairy products. The Food and Drug Administration recently tested nearly 300 products from grocery stores and said no active strain of the virus was detected. In an earlier FDA test of 96 samples, roughly 20% had remnants of the H5N1 virus. FDA officials are also looking at samples of raw and cooked ground beef. This comes following a bird flu outbreak which has affected dozens of dairy cows in 9 states. The majority of the infected cattle were in Texas. Other states affected include Kansas, Idaho, Ohio, and Colorado. As we enter warmer weather, many people find themselves spending more time outdoors, especially on bikes. KOAM's Samantha Walker has more on how the Joplin Police Department is helping riders stay safe on the road.
Like many kids, Grayson Wimsett loves riding his bike, so much so that he's ridden it to school every day this year.
I just like the freedom of being to move around wherever you want.
But Grayson also knows that there are steps kids like him have to take to be safe on the road, such as wearing a helmet.
So everybody can have an enjoyable time on a bike.
For the first time, the Joplin Police Department held a bike safety event where families could come and learn how to try to stay safe on the road.
You know, bicycle safety is huge in the warmer months because there's so many things that we have to be prepared for, such as cars or abrupt stops or anything that we might have to navigate around while riding the bikes. And as families start to get educated on different safety aspects, we can hopefully ensure that we've got safe riders on the roadways.
The event featured helmet giveaways and an obstacle course for riders to learn how to make difficult turns and follow a path. Several local organizations also joined in the event to help promote safety on the road. Blues Bike Company helped by performing safety checks on bikes to make sure they were safe to ride.
It makes you feel awesome, knowing that you're setting them up for success and pushing them in the right direction to be thoughtful about safety.
And even some of the young but experienced riders are happy to give advice to the next generation of bike riders as they take to the streets.
Wear a helmet and don't do wheelies. Because if you do a wheelie in the 5-year-old age, yeah. I already did a wheelie once, but not safe. Not safe. I almost fell over.
Reporting in Joplin, Samantha Walker, KOAM News.
The Joplin Police Department also encourages drivers to be road aware as the amount of bikers increases in the summer months. A little later, Missouri Southern and Pitt State baseball look to advance to the MIAA finals next weekend.
And we've got some more rain coming in tomorrow and severe weather threat to start the week on Monday. We'll talk more after the break. Overall, today was a really nice day. We did have some storms push through early this morning, but it ended up being nothing. And we'll take a look outside right now of downtown Joplin from the Cornell Arts and Entertainment Center. Not a cloud in sight. It's really gorgeous, a little bit breezier, but overall, really nice out there today. After those storms passed by, we had a few more in, some of our southern counties, but the rest of us staying dry. We've got temperatures now dipping down to the upper 60s, 69 Independence, 68 Pittsburgh, 70 Lamar. Really nice afternoon temperatures. I was outside earlier today, really great day. We do still have a flood watch in effect for our Oklahoma and Arkansas counties. It makes sense. We still have some widespread thunder showers tomorrow, starting pretty early and lasting most of the day. The main threat with those storms tomorrow is just going to be all of that heavy rainfall, especially where we've already seen quite a lot of rainfall. Now, those storms that passed by this morning, they were not severe when they were in our area. As they moved out of the way towards Springfield, that's when they started to really fire off. So we got lucky there. We didn't see any severe threat this morning. And the severe threat tomorrow is very low. We're not going to see any type of tornado threat, anything like that. Small hail is possible, but that main threat tomorrow is going to be the heavy amount of rainfall. Now, what we're looking at is a main threat on Monday. We've got that enhanced risk, especially out for our Kansas counties, but it's an enhanced risk level 3 out of 5. We're expecting some storms to fire up along a dry line, which could kick off tornadoes, large hail, damaging winds, not to mention rainfall, especially in areas that we've already seen a lot of rainfall this last week and some more tomorrow. So let's take a look at our future track for tomorrow. We see those heavier patches of rain start to move in. Like I said, severe threat for this is going to be very limited. We're only going to see some heavier rain showers throughout this, maybe some thunder, but very, very minimal severe threat with any storms that pop up tomorrow. So this is 10 a.m. Like I said, these storms kick off really early. They're going to move in. We're all getting rain. As you move a little bit more north, less rain than the rest of us in the central and southern counties, but still it's going to be a lot of rain tomorrow, and they're going to continue. This is 1:30 in the afternoon. Still heavy rainfall now starting to push off to the east, and it'll continue. Now it's about 7-8 p.m. We see it mostly moved out. Still a few more showers sticking around Sunday evening, but then let's take a look at what we're going to expect on Monday. So this is our severe threat. We do have it as an alert day for Monday. These storms start to move in 8 p.m. as early as 8 p.m., but that main threat along the dry line pushing in after midnight. So we have some storms moving in, those dissipate, and then this is that dry line that we're really concerned about with all of that severe weather. So this is coming in 1 a.m. on Tuesday, and it'll continue as it moves across our area. It is going to start to lift northeast. So if you're in Joplin, as of right now, you're going to be safe. We're not going to expect much severe weather in our southern Missouri counties and Arkansas counties, but we'll keep an eye on it and continue to update you. But we do see it start to shift off, and then the rest of us will be clear for most of the day on Tuesday. Now we do have a few more lines of storms moving in through the rest of the week, but that main threat alert day set for Monday.
All right, have to keep an eye on it.
Yes, we will.
Awesome. Thanks, Lindsay. Still ahead, Pitt State softball is playing for the MIAA Tournament Championship, and Missouri Southern baseball needs to win to advance to Pittsburgh next weekend. Brock Baldridge has the highlights and more.
The Missouri Southern Lions began their postseason journey on Friday night with a big win in the first game of round 1 of the MIAA tournament. Now Southern can advance to next weekend in Pittsburgh with a win on Saturday. Bearcats beat Southern in the regular season series, so the Lions are looking for revenge. We pick things up in the 5th inning as the Lions trail 3-0. Will Doherty gets Southern on the board with an RBI single. That makes it a 3-1 ball game. Next batter to the plate is Garrett Rice, and he hammers this baseball into the gap as that one's going to bounce off the fence out there. That allows 2 runs to come in to score, and that ties the game. It's now 3-3 as Rice is fired up at second base. Later in the inning, Southern leads 4-3. Local kid from Webb City puts another run on the board with an RBI single, Tragan Parker. MSSU extends their lead 5-3 now, and the Lions finished the inning by scoring 5 runs in the 5th. So we go to the 6th inning now. Drew Townsend elevates this baseball. The outfielder's out of room, and it's out of here for a solo home run. Lions go on to win this game 10-4 as they eliminate Northwest. Southern advances to the semifinals round next weekend. Across state lines in Pittsburgh, the Gorillas are hosting Rogers State. They too sweep in their series. Gorillas win this game 6-1 and advance to the semifinal round. Austin Warkins, Hayden Dyer, and Nixon Brandon all homered in this game. Which brings us to our next matchup on Thursday. Missouri Southern will travel to play Pitt State at Al Ortolani Field in the semifinals round in a double elimination bracket. First pitch in that one is scheduled for 5 p.m. Should be a good one. Well, Pitt State softball continues to enter uncharted territory as the Gorillas have won their first conference tournament since 1994, and now they have a chance for the MIAA Tournament Championship for the first time since '95. So the Gorillas look to make history yet again, but they come up just short. This game goes into extra innings, but Rogers State wins the MIAA Championship 2-1 off of a walk-off base hit. The Hillcats are MIAA Tournament champs. The Gorillas will wait to see where they are seated in the Division II National Tournament next week. In Hillsboro, Missouri, the Crowder softball team defeats Jefferson College just as they did last night, same score 4-2. This time, the Rough Riders are champions of the Region 16 tournament. They advance on to the Division I NJCAA bracket. Well, the St. Louis Cardinals have had a rough stretch of April. However, the team the schedule starts to line up for the Redbirds as they are 6-4 in their last 10, and the Cardinals return home to Busch Stadium this weekend. Well, the Cardinals scored all of their runs in the 5th inning in this one. They go into extra innings, but the White Sox take a 6-5 lead. But then the rain starts to come down at Busch Stadium, and we move into a weather delay. So from last check, we'll have the highlights later tonight at 10. That game is 6-5. So in Kansas City, the Royals take on the defending World Series champion Texas Rangers. First pitch is just getting underway at Kauffman Stadium. Kansas City goes for their 4th straight win tonight. Well, there's your look for sports. We're back after this.
Well, it's May the 4th, which is Star Wars Day, and I have a little surprise for the both of you under this desk. I brought my very own lightsaber to work. So this is, I would have chopped my fingers off there. But anyway, that's my little surprise for you.
Totally unexpected.
May the 4th be with you.
Yeah, thank you. Final weather note.
Well, we do have storms tomorrow, but it's going to be widespread, limited severe threat. We do have an alert day set for Monday. That's coming in late Monday evening, overnight into early Tuesday morning. So we'll keep an eye on that. But yeah, other than that, not bad.
And final sports note.
Yeah, the Kentucky Derby just wrapped up. Mystic Dan won by a photo finish. We'll have the highlights and reaction from that tonight.
Alrighty. From all of us here at KOAM News, have a great night. We'll see you right back here at 9 and 10.